Hello, good evening. Welcome to the conversation here on ETV Ghana. My name is Ohene Bam Pobri. In the next 60 minutes, I'll be having a conversation with someone who many players would love to live his life, would love to have the sort of career he's had. He's played club football, made a name for himself on the local scene, also played at the highest level of European football. Before, that, he also had a stellar, performance and career at the national or international level. Played at the U20 team that won both WAFU, won the African Youth Championship and won the World Cup in Egypt. Also played for Asante Kotoko, Basel Football Club in Switzerland, and also Dnipro before flying back to Ghana to play for Accra. So I will introduce my guest to you right after this break. Welcome back from the break, and I'm sure when I mentioned Kotoko, Dnipro, Basel, you had a fair idea who I'm about to talk to here on our screens. He was part of our World Cup coverage, a panelist who knows the sport, who knows the game pretty well. I'm here and I'm in conversation with Samuel Inkoom Ejumera. Samuel Inkoom, good to see you again. Good to have you.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, you are doing a great job as well. So.
We can't complain for God and country. Well, we will go back to where he started. Proper tardy boy, played for Windy Bay before playing for Azakes, But I will allow him to tell his own story. How did football start for you? Were you born and bred in Takoradi?
Yeah, I was born in Second D.
Second D.
Yeah.
How is life in Second D?
Everybody know that starting for beginning of your career is not easy. I'm a boy that I wanted to play football. So my ambition is that to play professional football. So my dad was headmaster. He doesn't want me to play because he
wanted to go to school.
Of course, and which is also good. Education is very important. I did everything to be a professional. It's not easy. It's not an easy journey. You are in Second D. They keep on saying that the best come from the West. We have a lot of quality players that they have been coming from the West side of Ghana. So yeah, I didn't take it easy at all. But at the end of the day, I know what I want and I know what I was looking for.
Yeah. So how did you end up playing for Windy Bay? Yeah, that's in Winneba.
In Winneba, yes. It was, I think we played the 2004 tournament, Milio Games, and inter schools in Takoradi. And Otia Kantan saw me, he spoke to me a lot. So I went to Wafa first, but
Feyenoord then.
Feyenoord at that time, me and Jordan Opoku, we started it. And later on, I moved to Otia Kantan saw me, and he said I should come to Windy. At that time, it was
Windy Professionals.
Windy Professionals. Basically, it was a national U15. So later on, when we grew a little bit, they changed to Windy Professional for us to play the second division. So we were registered to play at second division in Central Region. Yeah.
Was it fun for you living your parents as a young 15-year-old boy, now playing football in Winneba? Was it difficult?
It was difficult, but like I said in the beginning, I have ambition to become somebody in future, and my parents was later when they also support me as well. So it was, even though it was not easy, but at the age of 10 years, 15 years, and you are not with your parents, you can imagine what will happen. But why not? Because I know what I want, I went for it.
Just when you're about hitting the very top of your game, your hometown team, Azakes, came calling. Was it a dream for you to play for Azakes?
It was a big dream for me to play these two teams, Azakes or 11 Wise. It was my dream to play for one of them.
Which team did you support at that time?
For me, I support both teams. Both teams. I support the both teams, because I love Wise, I love Azakes as well, but I have a chance to play Second D Azakes. I was so happy.
So now you're going back to Takoradi?
Yeah. When Enebe called me and said, "Oh, I want you to come and help," why not? I didn't say no because I was ready for it.
Yeah. And how was it for your time at Azakes?
I think I played only 6 months, and we played against Asante Kotoko, and yes, Sylvester approached me. It was through Bashir Eford as well, and yeah. Kotoko was also a team that I would love to play as well. Kotoko and Haas I want to play one of them. And Kotoko came first, and why not? I went to Kotoko.
How was it for you? Now getting some games for Azakis and all of a sudden Kotoko comes calling.
Uh,
First of all, did you think it was real when Sylvester called that Inkoom, I wanted to join Kotoko? Or you thought it was a dream or a prank or anything?
for me, in my opinion, I think it was a shock. But that game I played very well. I played very well. So it was, at that time I see myself that I'm young. But yeah, Bashir Ford gave me a lot of confidence. Come, I will play you because you are the player I'm looking for. So he gave me a lot of confidence to go there as well.
Going to a big club like Kotoko, had its own challenges because they are already big established names in the team. You're coming in as a young player. Did you think that you were going to break into the team in your first season?
To be honest, I didn't think like that, to be honest. But I also believe in myself, and I know the kind of person I am in terms of football. I'm a hard-working player, and at that time when I went there, it was for Suapia, and they were even talking to Aziz Ansah to renew his contract. So, yeah, and based on Bashir for the confidence he gave it to me as well, he said, come, when you come, I will play you. So, yeah.
That's one of Kotoko's, best teams they've put together, for a long time. What did a trick for you? Was it the fact that you guys went on preseason in Germany, some went to Sudan? Is it the preparation or just the quality of the team and Bashir Ford's hand on the team made a difference?
I think Bashir Ford, let me put it this way, he's a coach that he understands we the players. He was a father to us as well, both on the pitch and outside the pitch. He wants us to do the right things. And also, football without preparation, you cannot achieve nothing. So I think some of them went to Sudan. Some of us also get a chance to go to Germany.
So you were part of the Germany team?
Yes.
The German Boggers?
Yeah, German
I remember when they
Boggers.
came back, they played a friendly game at Adigutachi.
Yes.
The German team against the Sudan team.
Yes. It was, that is called a team. When you are building a team and you don't have competition in the team, every player will relax, you understand? But when you know that you have the same quality in the same position, you do extra. And that is the time that I think that it helped the team a lot for us to achieve this kind of glory that when we were in Asante Kotoko.
You had some interesting understanding between yourself and Arsene Afful. Did you know him before joining the team? How come you guys built that bond? And not just friendship, but on the field of play, tactically, you could switch the ball to the left side, he could switch to the right side on any day.
I knew him before. I was in Winneba, he was in Feyenoord Feta as well. We played friendly matches sometimes. And he's a very good player. He also likes to attack. I enjoy him. I enjoy watching him playing. So I think it was through Jordan Opoku and the late Jerry Asare who brought him. Even when they were bringing him, the fans were not okay because
he was too smallish.
Kotoko, one huge player, tall, and but the coach had a lot of confidence in us. And the reason why I like him, he understands the game as well. I think maybe because we were in academy also. He can, when we think that the game is going tough, we make our own sign on the pitch. He will come left, I will go to right, or he will come right, I will go to left. So it was a lot of tough for the team to handle us, So yeah, I like enjoying him, watching him as well.
What would you say was the best game for you guys that season? I remember the Hasselhoff 3-3 in Kumasi. It was an epic game. I also remember your exploit in Confederation Cup, for instance. Against the 12 Desire and the Boy Association was massive. Which one would you say was your best game?
I think against Hasselhoff. Yeah. Because Hasselhoff was on form, you understand, and everybody thought that they would, But, I keep on saying...
Kotoko was rather on form. Hasselhoff were a bit of a mid-table team at the time.
At that time, Hasselhoff, some of the players also was...
They were very good players.
Yeah,
they had very good players, but
the
results were not coming in.
Yes, so... And the pressure it was on us because we are playing home also. So, yeah, and Kotoko demand is a lot. You cannot even lose against Hasselhoff, you understand? So, yeah, it was one of my best.
Rumors has it that Siloame's slippers were stolen at the mosque That's why he was conceding goals in that game. Did that come to your attention?
I didn't have any idea about that. To be honest, I didn't have any idea about that.
But that Etoile game, what caused Kotoko?
I think, yeah, I remember sometimes a lot of referees make some decisions that you cannot even think about it. You understand? And this is the effort. You don't need to. Sometimes I question them, but you cannot question them too much. Some decisions, to be honest, are uncalled for. But at the end of the day, that is the game.
The game is the game. The game is the game. I'm talking to Samuel Inkoom. I'm having a conversation with Samuel Inkoom. Here on the conversation. Within that time as well, you had an under 20 team call up, played at the WAFU Championship, and also played, at the African Youth Championship. How good was that particular team that Salah Stete put together?
Let me be very honest with you. Salas is a kind of coach who understands the game. He understands everything that he does. And I like him to the extent that he always wants to enjoy ourselves when we are playing. It's different than scoring, but you don't feel it. But he will let you enjoy the game. Yes, to feel that, you are doing something. So he's kind of coach that he cycles. He always put us in where we're supposed to be. The tactical was there. For me, he's disciplined. He's disciplined. And I think that when you are disciplined and you know what you want, you go far. Yeah.
So winning the African Youth Championship brought its own pressure on the team. Now, no African team had won the World Cup. Even before that, you had left Kotoko to Basel. How did that transfer happen? I know, Sylvester will always say this, that when he decided not to let you go, you brought your mom and your pastor to his house to play for you to leave Asante Kotoko. How true is that statement?
It was no joke, at that time, I said to myself that I don't want to go for trials. It's not that the players are going for trials are no good, but I decided that I want to get straight deal from Ghana. That is my desire. And when the contract came, I think I went to him first. And I also understand his point of view. He said that, what, we cannot sell you because you are Kotoko. And a lot of fans, will kill him at that time. And I said to him that, listen, my dream to play in professional football, I want to be there. So, yeah, it was not easy for him. He said no. And later, I think I brought my mom to Kumasi to talk to him. And we came and we talked to him. And the board sat down and they make the decision. And one game, for instance, I think it was a 2-4 Cup. And I said, if you also doesn't understand me, I will not play that game. So, and they told me that, listen, play and you go. So, yeah, I brought my mom. It's true. My mom was in his house begging, crying. And at the end of the day, he also understand that, hey, this is my future, Yeah?
It was a very good deal for you.
It was very good. Going to Basel, come on, that is something that every player is dreaming for, So, yeah, I was so happy. I even signed a contract in Ghana.
Before you guys went to the World Cup. Then we went to Egypt to play at the Youth World Cup. We thought the team was good, but we didn't think the team was that, competitive enough to win it. One of the difficult games we played was against Uruguay and South Africa. You remember?
I remember.
The team was noted for not giving up. That even if it is 90 minutes, you guys were going to score to win. How did the team develop that level of mentality to be able to even beat teams, even if the team is not playing well?
We were united. That is the key. We were united. So if I know I'm not playing, Opari can play. You understand? We were having a solid team. You understand? We were having a team like nobody would think that if you are not playing, we'll miss you.
Because going to the World Cup, we all thought once for Osei was going to be the star player of the tournament. But Adia became the top goal scorer and the best player of the tournament.
So that tells you that we were having a solid team. We were having a team that we also understand each other very well. You know, I believe that football, when you have a good squad and you are not united, you can never achieve whatever you want. And yeah, the leadership in the team was also very good, which was the day you will always do things together. If we decide to go to training, maybe coach will say 10. And we the players, if we think that we are tired, we go to his room and say, coach, please, can we go 4? And he always understands us, you know, because he know at the end of the day, we are the one who is going to run. So yeah, we were having the team was more like a family. Yeah, that is why.
Did winning the African World Youth Championship under 20 change the lives of many of you guys?
Yes, you know, because it was a very long time that the under 20 even won a cup, and we did it on the grand style because we won Wafa, we won Waffle, we won the Africa, we won the World Cup as well. So it tells you that we were a team, you know. But I give the credit to Salas as well.
You guys came back home, and from the airport to the presidency, every place jam packed. You know, do you still have flashback? Do you still remember, you know, that particular incident?
Yes, yeah, because we in the tournament we brought a lot of joy. You know, we brought a lot, so because everybody want to see us.
But the penalty, do you think that we stood a chance in the penalty against Brazil?
Of course.
Because Brighter there missed.
Yes. You know, before that game, I think we had a what do you call it? A meeting. After the coach came and put the selection, I think we the players we sat down for 10 minutes to talk to each other. Listen, okay, Brazil, everybody know, well known, but this is the time we have to break this kind of record that they have. So everybody psych each other that listen, even if we were down, we are going to win the game. That is why you saw that when Bratadai missed the penalty, I went there and said, hey, what is happening? We will still win, to bring that motivation, something to him that never look down. We are going to qualify. We are going to take the cup. And yeah, I love this team, to be honest.
When we did the good job in slotting with the final penalty to help us lift it.
Yeah, it was a unique penalty, you know. You need players who have that kind of confidence, you know, yeah. And Ajimamadu was one of the best players in the tournament as well, yeah.
He was playing Rabiu in that middle of the park. When you guys came to Ghana, you guys were given cars.
Yes.
And, you know, investments.
Yes, they did investment for us. And I think the investment was 15 years that we can touch it. And still the investment is there. I have also followed up a little bit. Some of the players are also, because we have a group, like WhatsApp group, that we've been texting, you know. Yes, even when Salas was sick, we were trying to also do something because we don't want something bad to happen before. So we were trying to push to take the money to, you understand, help him because he was in bad condition. But I was happy FA make effort. Some of, you know, people make effort as well. Andrea, you make the effort. Also, we the players, we want to make it, even up to now. So we're fighting to, what do you call it, be together. I know this June, everybody will come. Those who have traveled will come and will go and see his lovely family.
Yeah, I think you guys should be able to pay him a visit. I mean, he was such a lovely character on the bench, and also did a lot of job in getting you guys to that level of your career. All right, let's go for a quick break. We'll come back and continue the conversation with Samuel Inkoom. Yeah, welcome back from the break, and this is the conversation here on ETV Ghana. I'm in conversation with Samuel Inkoom, a Jumera we call him here in Ghana. Amazing right back, you know, in the Ghana Premier League, also played for FC Basel. But the Basel deal was your first time in Europe.
Yeah.
How easy or difficult was it for you? I mean, obviously playing a different weather, the culture is different. You're a young player at the time, even though you had won the Ghana Premier League, played in the Confederations Cup, but that's a different ball game altogether. How were you able to manage?
Before I traveled, before the contract came, I said to myself that I will break to the first. I know it's not easy to break for the first 11 because I checked the players that they have, and even my position, it was a captain who was playing that position as right back. But he was a little bit older. So it was not easy. When I went, the coach said, I need maybe 6 months for me to adapt. But I told him, when we were having one-on-one conversation, I told him that no, I don't think it will even take me 2 days, because I want to play, and I want to play there. So I think first training, I was not okay because it was very cold. Second training, also, I feel too cold. So the third one, when I went back to the hotel, I said to myself, hey, you told yourself that you want to play in Europe. So this is the time that you have to play. So when we went for my fourth training, everybody was shocked. It's like I was there even 2 years. I didn't even wear jacket because I said to myself that I'm looking for this opportunity, and now it's there. I have to grab it. So it started from there, and the coach also saw that
there's some fire in
yeah, he's ready. So my first game that I played was a friendly game against what do you call it? There's one team in Greece, Panathinaikos. It was one of the preseason games. So the coach said, Samuel, should I put you? I said, put me. So he put me 20 minutes. And when I came, my first touch was assist, and we won that game. So yes, since that time, I played almost, like, if I'm not wrong, 69 games for Basel.
Yeah. You played in the competition, the
Europa League, Champions League qualifiers, yeah.
So Basel was a good place for you, a good start for you.
It was perfect place for me. Because,
But around that time, the conversation is the fact that some of your mates went to bigger clubs and couldn't make it. What will you say in that,
I would not say that they make a bad decision, to be honest. Because, listen, you are playing in Ghana. Let's say you are playing in Ghana, and a club like Real Madrid or AC Milan want you. You will never say no. You go. Because you've been watching them, you'll be watching big players that, they are unique. Everybody's supporting them. You understand? If you go and play against Ronaldo is your teammate, or Beckham is your teammate, Ronaldo, my brother, you go there. So I will not say that they make a bad decision. But sometimes football happens like that. You go somewhere, you will struggle. Somebody will go somewhere, he will just, So I think that, I went to Basel. I had a chance, to play Champions League, Europa League. So I will count myself lucky.
And all of a sudden, news broke in Ghana that, Dnipro is after a signature. He didn't want to go. The club wanted the money because that was good money, $10 million.
$10 million.
For a right back. That was a lot of money.
It was a huge, I remember I was having a newborn baby. To be honest, I didn't want to go because I was happy in Switzerland, But the club, we had about 5 meetings for them to tell me to go. And they already told me that they want the money, So I also want to help them as a club to also, use kind of the money to sign some players as well. So that's why I'm happy when you go to Basel, for instance. I have a big picture there that, they also appreciate what I did for them. So at the end of the day, it's the team who make the decision.
So are you still in contact with the daughter of the club president at the time?
Of course, even the president as well. Yeah.
I know she was very instrumental in taking the money and deciding that you leave the
Yeah, I think when my wife was having the baby, she was at the hospital the whole day for my wife to, So it also shows the kind of love that she also have for our family.
Then Dnipro, how did that go?
We played against, if I'm not wrong, I think we played a friendly game against Dortmund in Basel, in our stadium. So one of agent was there, and I think he worked with Wandy Ramos,
Wandy Ramos was then the coach of Dnipro?
Yes.
Former Real Madrid manager.
Former Real Madrid manager. And he was trying to, after the game, he tried to convince me. And he even called one day for me to talk to him. And he said, hey, listen, I was coaching Daniel Alves in Sevilla. And you have the same style. come to Dnipro, I will make you more than Daniel Alves. You understand? You understand? So I was so happy to talk to Wandy Ramos. Come. I'm so lucky that all the coaches that I went, they like my style of play. So I will count myself lucky. So even though when he spoke to me, I spoke to my wife. She doesn't want, I doesn't want also. But at the end of the day, it's the club who make the decision.
The money decided.
Yes.
But you also had issues at the Dnipro. There was an Olympic qualifier against Nigeria. The team didn't want you to come, but you came and lost your position. How did that situation play out?
My brother, I don't want to cry this afternoon. I think it was a decision that I took it by myself. We had two or three meetings for me to decide if I will go and play for Ghana. And I told them that, yes, I will go and play for Ghana because that's my country. And they said that when you go, there will be a punishment. I said, no problem, I will go. Punishment. So I was trying to find out the punishment. Then I get to know that they will take my salary. Then I said, no problem, I will sacrifice. And I did. And I came and played, and the team qualified. When I went back, it was something different. When I went, I was on the bench for almost like 6 months because of this decision that I took. But, I didn't regret it because I love Ghana, and that is the country that I was born. So, yes, even though that caused a lot of my career up and down because I want to play. And at that time, Baz's, Liverpool scout were after me. Arsenal, the same. I even went to Millwall Championship. Yes, I even went there with my agent. I trained with them for 2 days or 3 days. They wanted to sign. But because I was having misunderstanding with the team, because I came to Ghana to play, they didn't want even pick a call and talk to them about the contract. And I also told them that I will not come back to Dnipro. So I was in London for almost a month with my agent for them to make the decision. They said no. So from there, I told my agent, okay, let me go back. So when I went there, it was even worse. I was just training, playing the second team. But I didn't give up. I was playing, whenever they put me. So he called me and said, are you ready to play? I said, I came here to play football. My brother, I don't want to go into details.
With the benefit of hindsight, would you say, given the opportunity today, you wouldn't have, honored the national team call-up? Would you have come?
This is a difficult question, though. Imagine that this is the kind of job to do to feed your family, you understand? And now having problems. You don't, at a point in time, they don't want me to even train with the first team because I make the decision to come and play for Ghana. I remember senior writer Kwabena Yabua even spoke to me at that time. He advised me, said, Samuel, think about it. This decision, think about it before, But I will never regret this decision. I love to play for Ghana.
Let's talk about even international football. This was the Olympic team, so you guys qualified for the All African Games in Congo and won gold for Ghana at that competition. But the national team in 2009, majority of the under 20 team went to the AFCON. How was it for you? Even though you've won the World Cup, this is a senior level, and 9 of your teammates are in the senior team playing at the Nations Cup in Angola.
This is supposed to be, in my opinion, when you play under 17, from 17 you're supposed to come to U20, U23 before the senior team. And I think after the tournament, the coach was there some games in the tournament, so he also see some.
Milovan rival.
Yes, he also see some players that he think that they can come and help the senior national, not come and play, but train and build our confidence as well. So we came like not coming to play. We came to learn from the senior players. But at a point in time, he saw that they are mature to play. So he gave us the opportunity, and we also, when we came, we also delivered. We delivered.
And we went to the final. It was against Egypt. How was the atmosphere? Because we had lost our first game to Ivory Coast. Michael Essien got injured. It was a very difficult competition for us, but we beat host nation Angola, Nigeria. Then we had to play Egypt, who had won the last edition of the last two editions of the Nations Cup.
I think when we were going, nobody even thought that we can even go
to the final.
Go to the final, because and it's true, because there was a young.
A lot of the senior players were out of the team.
Essien was injured.
Sule was
out. A lot of senior players that everybody know. Everybody worship them from in Ghana in terms of football. They were out of the tournament. So, and you can imagine. But we also want to prove a point. So, yeah, for me, it was a dream that, at the end of the day, after the U20 World Cup final, I still playing another final. And it's very unfortunate that we couldn't win the ultimate. But to be honest, I think we did very well in that tournament.
And just a few months after that, South Africa 2010 came calling. And you guys were there. This time around, they were not even playing as right back, but playing as a winger in that tournament. How was the experience for you in your mind? And we'll come to the Uruguay game and all that, but for you as a young player, how was the experience for you?
I think Milovan Rajevac, he called me that based on what the scout watching the games, he wants somebody who is very fast, to play that position. And he said to me that, I want to give you this opportunity. You have to grab it. And I told him that I'm ready. So I was ready, because right back and right wing is the same, So I was ready, and when he put me, I try as much as possible to do what he want on the pitch.
We'll go for a short break. When we do come back, we'll do that, amazing game against US and a very difficult game against the Uruguayans. We'll go for a break. We'll be back with more here on the show. Welcome back from the break. I'm still in conversation with Samuel Inkoom. Now we are talking South Africa 2010. And I was coming to that game against the US of A. It was dramatic. How did you react when that Asamoah Gyan ball went in?
For me, personally, I was too excited, because I think that is the game that if we win, we'll go to the next year of the tournament. So when the goal came, I couldn't hold it. I was so happy. And this is striker's goal. You understand? I keep on saying, Asa has everything. He has everything. He's a player that when he's not in the team, you can see there's something missing. He missed something. You understand? He's jovial. He always he motivates the team as well. He always brings the team to different level. He tried to make everybody happy. And such player like this, everybody wants him. The goal came, to be honest, everybody was so excited.
Not just in Ghana, but across the world.
Everywhere. And before the game, what happened? Because we've been playing against US and they want revenge and this kind of... There was a whole lot before the game. And when we managed to beat them, everybody was happy.
Then came the game against Uruguay.
Oh, God. This is the game that nobody wants to talk about it, And this is the game that nobody wants to talk about it. Imagine if we beat them, I would think that we'll be in the final, But It's football. Football, a lot of stuff happen in football. You always have to learn from it. So yes, we couldn't beat them. But for me, it was okay.
When John makes that penalty, the conversation in Ghana is that why him? If they say yes, they appear in the team, why should Asamoah Gyan take the penalty kicks?
Yes, but he was the one taking our penalties.
He has scored 2 previous ones
Yes,
before
he
that.
scored against Serbia, against, is it Australia? Yes, he scored and nobody complains. But that doesn't mean that people who were complaining, Ghana, we are a football country. We have the passion for the game. For me, Asa want to win. I don't think Asa want to miss penalty. He's a player that he want to achieve something, And for him to miss that penalty, I remember the whole of when we played the game, after the game, he couldn't sleep. I was with him. He couldn't sleep. He cries. So it's not somebody that he want to do like that. He want to put Ghana in different level in terms of football. And yes, if you don't learn from a mistake, you cannot be the proper striker that everybody knows. So yeah, and from that, everybody began to know Asamoah Gyan. So yeah, everything happened for a reason.
There's this funny belief that if Ghana had beaten Uruguay, we were going straight to the finals. Did the team at the time also believe that this team was good enough to play in the finals of the world?
We were having so much confidence, too much, that we have to make history for ourselves. That is what, when we were in camp, we were talking, We're having a senior players inside. We have Stephen Appiah, Sulali Mutali. We have John Pente, John Mensah. We have the big guys, who everybody was motivating we the young ones, Hey, this is the time we have to make history. We to play with such big guys in the team, we feel honored, So yeah, our motive to play final. That is our motive.
That was a very painful defeat to all of us. I still have flashback of those games and how I couldn't sleep, honestly. But let's look at probably your final club in Europe, Antalyaspor, where you play with Samuel Eto'o. What do you think didn't go well for that Antalyaspor project? Because the owner was very rich and he brought in some very solid big names in European football. Barcelona, former Inter striker, former Barcelona striker Samuel Eto'o, and a lot more players were in that team. How was the project in terms of football?
I was in Boa Vista at that time, and
Portugal.
In Portugal, I was in Boa Vista. It's like if in Ghana it's Asante Kotoko or House of Folk. It's also traditional team as well. And I went there. It was only 3 months I was there, and I received a call from Eto'o agent that Eto'o wants you to come to Antalyaspor. So when I spoke to Eto'o himself on the phone, he said, "Hey, I want you in my team."
Was he the coach at the time?
At that time, yes.
It was
He was
that powerful.
Yeah, he was captain. He was player coach. He was a sporting director. He was everything. Eto'o. When you talk about Eto'o, he's a player that he has big influence. So I said to him that I just came to this team, and I don't think they can allow me to come. He said to me, "Who is your president? Get me the number." I said, "Okay." So I tried and got one of our sporting director number. I gave it to him. He called. Next day he said the deal is coming on. You understand? He said he want me, and he came for it. So I was so happy for such player, such legend to call me and say, "Hey, I like the kind of how you play. Come to my team." And I went there. It was unfortunate that when we went there, things was okay. Everything, we were beating the big ones, Galatasaray, Fenerbahce. We beat Galatasaray 4-2, Fenerbahce 4-2 as well. Trabzonspor, we beat them 2-0. We were on top. But when Eto'o was, I think something happened. It was a little bit misunderstanding between Eto'o and the president. It was a new president who came, And Eto'o is a kind of player that he doesn't want somebody to
dictate for him.
You understand what I mean? So it was a little bit misunderstanding. And the players that Eto'o brought, they have to make sure that,
They suck all of it.
yes, you understand. So this is something that it was force that we have to lay.
Yeah. Anyways, then recently you came to Ghana and there were conversations that Samuel Inkoom is going back to Asante Kotoko. That deal did not happen. What happened? Tell us.
It was a whole lot, my brother. It was a whole lot. I think I was playing in Georgia at that time. I was in Samtredia, and I received a call from Nana Wamponsa. He showed me a project that he wanted to do, and he wanted me to come on board. And I said, why not? I played the team before, so why, if I'm coming back, why not? So he sent me offer for Asante Kotoko, you know. Then he came back again and he said he have to also talk to the board to make the decision. And I said, no problem. So he spoke to the board. He came back and he said that when I come to Ghana. So I came to Ghana, I called him, and he told me that now the board and the management and the technical team have to sit down and make the final decision. And I said, no problem, because they were talking about money issue. So I even told him that if it's about the money, they should forget it. I will even come and play for free. Yeah, so I was waiting for them, and no call came back again. I went and see Alaji Lame. We had a couple, because when I was there, he was more like a father to me. So I went to him, and he called me to come. So I went and we sat down, we talked, and he said, this is what is happening. I said, I want to play. Even if it's free, I want, you know. So at the end of the day, I have to behave as a professional, you know. So yeah. Then nothing happened again. Then I came to Hasselfolk.
Was it a difficult decision for you to come to Hasselfolk?
It was, to be honest, it was not a big decision because I'm a professional. This is the kind of job to do to feed my family. So if Asante Kotoko at that time were not ready, why not? I have to move somewhere. But I know it was a lot of pressure. Even me starting training with Hasselfolk, my brother, I didn't take it easy at all. There's a lot of thread, there's a lot of messages, you know. But at the end of the day, I try as much as possible for the fans to know that this is the kind of job that I do to feed my lovely family. So they also have to understand me.
Would you say your time at Haas has been successful? Of course, you won the FA Cup with the team.
I would not say successful, to be honest, you know. I signed this contract with Hasselfolk to win the league, to achieve something bigger. Even though I've won the league before, you know, I left and I came back again. I want to do something for Hasselfolk. Yes, I've won President Cup, FA Cup, but my motive is like winning the league for them. You know, I will not say I'm successful because the team is not performing at all. And I have to be very honest. The board chairman is Royal Highness Tobo Afede. He has called us several times to motivate the team, to psych the team, to do everything for the team. He and the board, but at the end of the day, we don't deliver.
But what's the problem? Is it the change in coach from Matic to Oklu? What's really the issue? The injuries? What is it?
I will not give the blames because for me, I also have to accept it. We, the players, sometimes we have to accept it that if you are not playing good, you have to see yourself that today you didn't play good. Don't wait for somebody to deceive you. If you play good, you can feel it. But the playing body, we are not playing good as a team.
There's a relegation threat. Do you think that Hasselhoff will survive it, even though it's very slim? The chance for you to survive is bigger than the chance for you to be relegated. But the fact that you guys are facing relegation, is it something that hits the club in a different way?
I think where we have got ourselves into, we have to do everything. The fans are not happy at all. The management are not happy. The board is not happy with His Royal Highness is not happy with us at all. We, the playing body and the technical team, we have to do everything at all costs to win our last game. It's very important. The fans are not happy with us, and they have to. Because I keep on preaching this to the boys that you don't know the meaning of the team that you are playing. You are playing one of the biggest teams in Africa, in Ghana. The fans demand a lot. So this is the time that it's not funny anymore. So we have to do everything. I'm not expecting to the fans, but I'm begging them. This team is for them. They have to support us to win the last game. I know they are not happy, but this team is for them. They cannot leave this team.
Quick one on the Starry Cup. What was the brain behind bringing the agent and organizing this tournament here at the Magdan Park?
I think the motive behind this is that to give the young talent opportunities. You understand? And the owner of the Starry is here. He's also the owner of Diligori also. His name is Ivy Zaroni. He's doing everything to give good platform for African players. He took one player here. His name is Mohammed Ali. Now he's a champion in Israel. He played in Maccabi Haifa. So he's giving a lot of opportunity to the young ones. I pray that everybody can bring everything in. And at the end of the day, the motive is that giving them a good platform. Yeah.
So Inkoom, thank you very much for joining us here on the conversation on ETV Ghana.
Yeah.
Guys, it's been an amazing conversation so far with Samuel Inkoom, who's played at the highest level at the World Cup, at the African Youth Championship, World Youth Championship, played in the Champions League, the Europa League. What else? He shared his experiences with us here on the show, and we are grateful to him for coming on this show. We'll see you again next week, Thursday. Stay with ETV Ghana. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.